Okay, so today we're going to be going over the z-index and the absolute property in position. So basically, the way these two elements work, well, not really elements, more properties work, they basically work with the layers, the concept of layers. What this is that in a normal web page, everything is basically stacked on the exact same layer. So when an object floats or an object is placed, it is all basically placed in one layer, and everything basically just has to fit together, like sort of a puzzle. However, when you're actually doing something with an absolute element or with a z-index, how this works is that it actually goes above that layer. So it's actually more of an image or element that actually goes above everything else. As you can see here, these basically it basically works with the property, the idea of layers. So it just kind of goes over one thing. So I'm going to demonstrate that now is in Dreamweaver. I was going to do a quick thing. So I'm just going to, in the body here, I'm just going to insert, let's say, about 3 images, and I'm just going to show you how the z-index works first, since it's actually the easier of the two. So let's go into body here, and Command Alt I or Command Option I on the max, and it's going to add in 3 different images. So 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see here, these are all the same. They're all actually on the exact same layer. So none of them are capable of going or moving on top of one another unless they're floating. But well, that's a different story altogether. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just add in CSS properties for the z-index. So how this works is that for each image we're going to actually have to add an entire class. So we're just going to call this layer 1. And the thing with z-index is how they work exactly is that the way one element is actually above another element, or the stacking order is actually determined by the value in the z-index. They don't actually follow a specific metric, and they basically just numbers that and all that's needed is for one number to basically just be higher than the other. So we're going to call this the z-index, and we'll put as 1, and then we'll put the positioning from static to absolute, and there's going to make 2 more of these. So dot layer 2, position absolute, z-index 2 this time. What that really matters is that one numbers are higher than the other. And last, layer 3, x 3, and position absolute. Okay, so now we're just going to add these classes to these images. So layer 1, dot layer 2. Yeah, you see how they actually just immediately went from there to there now. Yeah, I'll explain all that later. I'm actually going to undo this for a second so I could actually hit the third image. Oh, I'm sorry, apparently the first image, well, the second image actually went over the first image. But no, I'll fix that later. So, layer 2. And for example, what we're going to do now is go to position in and position left, say about 50%. Should move. Oh, wait, sorry, from layer 3. So 50%. Yeah, okay, there. So you just saw this move. So we're going to now go to layer 3, and I'm going to subtract that. So you're probably going to be able to see it or not, because the layer is above this image is above that image. So I'm going to add this, and we're going to put position, and let's put 50 again, 50%. But of course, I won't actually move because it's actually at the border right here. It's already as far as it can be. So let's see. I'm going to change it to right now. So 50%. So layer 3 again. I really don't know why I'm doing this. Forgetting 50%. There we go. Well, obviously I can't really find the third option because apparently it's just above, just below everything else. So let's not skip that for now. But in general, that's basically how the absolute property in this index looks like. So we'll specifically now into the. Okay, so I'm going to show you the second way how to basically make an absolute image or absolute element. I'm sorry. So what we're going to do now is I just deleted the image and the paragraph from before. So what you're going to do now is just go to body and it's going to add the image. So Command Option I and just add in this image here. Now for some reason the image is basically just coming on top of here, on top of the entire header. And when I'm actually looking down here, I've actually realized that in the source code, the image is actually not inside the body. Well, it's not in the area I put it, so it's just supposed to be here. But for some reason, it's actually above the header. I just want to mention that this is actually a glitch and this should not happen. So if this happens to you, something is wrong, and because you're not seeing this happening to you, then nothing is really wrong with your computer itself. This is just a glitch on my part. So with this now being done, with the image now here, what's simply to do is just click this image, add a selector, this image. So just add the selector, go to positioning, create absolutes, and just move it around from here on. Now, because this is the bottom, because this image is the very last thing in the entire web page, it won't see it actually jumping around because it is the last thing in the web page. So all of these elements, just the header and nav, don't really recognize this. So what I could do now is, for example, to make it a bit simpler to understand, is I'm just going to make it, let's say, negative 50, so it goes upwards. Yes. Actually, wait, let's just take it down a little bit.